Gyakute Gaeshi and Nidan Gaeshi. To set this up, I'm using a gi wrapped around a mobility tool. You could also use a pillow for the arms and the hands. I'm taking out a plunger, just a stick from a plunger, and a glove. Stick the plunger in the glove. Stick it in the thumb so it doesn't go too deep and you have good use of the hand still, although you can stick it in one of the fingers if you want. Put it down at the end of the gi. Wrap the gi tightly around the wrist. And just tie it off with a piece of tape. I like electrical tape because it bends and you can really get it nice and tight so that the stick in the hand won't come out. I've already done the other side. There we go. Now grab the hand and use the Aikido technique Sankajo. The hand, I'm standing square like this, the back of my hand is out. I'm going to come up and grab the hand. I'm grabbing the meat of the hand on the outside, my thumb against the back of the thumb, and I'm turning and twisting in an outward direction. This is going to create a lock all the way up through the arm and into the body. I'm turning the wrist, pinky out and around towards the front of the body and back. It's going to lock the wrist. Once the wrist won't move anymore and you continue that pressure goes up into the elbow. Once that elbow won't turn anymore, it goes up into the shoulder. And once the shoulder won't go anymore, you will see people lift up off the foot on that side. That's how you can tell when you have a good lock. If they're still standing square on the foot and they can move around, it's not enough. I'm just going to keep twisting until it locks all up the wrist, elbow, shoulder, and light on the foot. It's also going to help me get underneath that elbow. So what I'm going to do is I'm grabbing and I'm going to go under the elbow, but I don't want to have to duck underneath necessarily. That twisting motion is going to lift the elbow and get them up so I can just walk right underneath the elbow. Now Nidan Gaeshi and Gyakute Gaeshi are very similar. That's why I'm putting the techniques together. It's the same technique essentially with the arm whip motion. On Gyakute Gaeshi, we practice it with 3 arm whips. Go in, I throw, pick them up, throw 2 more times. And at the end, there's sort of a gratuitous kick to the spine if you want to use that to finish. On Nidan Gaeshi, we're going to do one single throw, and at the end, I'm going to continue locking the hand and kick across the bottom of the elbow into the ribs. So I'm both kicking the floating rib and hyperextending the elbow with the kick. Kicking into the floating rib with my knee hitting against the back of the elbow, pulling down on the arm for counter pressure to pop it. It'll look like this. I go in, thumbs up, pinkies down. I'm grabbing the far side and I'm putting that pressure, twisting, so it's lifting them up. Come underneath. If you want, you can even put your forearm and the elbow for a little reinforcement, or put both hands on the wrist. I like to come up underneath and throw. This is the part that screws a lot of people up. Once they've fallen, they're face up, and I still have control of the wrist, I'm going to keep torquing that wrist, and I'm going to step across their head. Big step, slide, twist underneath, and lift them back up. And throw again. Second time, same thing, stepping across the head quickly, circle around, using that lock, coming up underneath, and throw. This time I just lift them up and kick to the back of the spine. That's Gyakute Gaeshi. Nidan Gaeshi, same thing. I'll do the other side just to do both sides. Same idea. Here's the hand, thumb up, pinky down. I'm grabbing the back side of the hand, the meat across the pinky, thumb across their thumb, and I'm twisting outwards to lift and lock the body, stepping underneath and throw. And this time, instead of lifting them up a second time, I'm just going to step in and kick. I'm kicking into the floating ribs, and at the same time I'm pulling down on the arm to kick across that hyperextended elbow, popping the elbow and the wrist at once. That's Gyakute Gaeshi and Nidan Gaeshi. Again, Gyakute Gaeshi, grabbing that wrist. Sometimes there's also a nice little extra elbow into the solar plexus, floating ribs as I'm going underneath. Lock, maybe hit if you want. Come through and throw. Step, keep that lock going, up and throw. Step, under, lock, throw, and lift up, kicking into the spine. Nidan Gaeshi, single arm whip, same thing. Add that if you want, elbow straight to the solar plexus or floating ribs. Single throw, kick, breaking the elbow and striking the floating ribs. This is also a nice way to practice the uke to get all those throws in. It's hard to do that because it's not able to lock my own wrist, but you can practice your ukemi at home. Imagine you're getting locked and thrown, picked up, locked and thrown, picked up, locked and thrown. When working together in the dojo, this is a great way to practice that ukemi. I think that's probably a reason why we do 3 instead of just 1, especially at the lower level before we get up to Nidan Gaeshi, where we're just doing a single arm whip and then adding in the elbow break and kick to the ribs. Good luck practicing Gyakute Gaeshi and Nidan Gaeshi at home.